Okay, without further ado, all right, here is my Abacus, and Abacus is a counting tool. Hello, everybody. Good morning. We are going to be looking at an Abacus. This Abacus will count, and here, this is zeroed. What we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to this horizontal bar. This horizontal bar is what's going to tell us what's going to be counted on the Abacus. Here are the beads. There's the top beads, and then there's the lower beads. So notice as the lower beads, there's 4 of them. This is a value of 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. So together, it makes 4. So when we're looking, right, as it touches the horizontal bar like that, that is what 4 is. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the Abacus. Why? Why are we learning to read the Abacus? The Abacus is to help visualize your numbers. So as we visualize our numbers, we're understanding that this is 4. 1, 1, 1, 1. So you're wondering, well, what's 5? 5 is the top bead. 5 is the top bead like that. So the 5 will always be the top bead no matter what. So we have 5, and then we have 1. This is what 1 looks like. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, it is considered counted. So this is 1, 5. But together, this is 6. We have 7. How do we do that? 5 plus 2 is 7. Together, this makes 7. And then we have 8. 8 is 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Right? And then obviously, hopefully it's obvious, we do 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Good morning, wall. Morning, ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day.
Good morning. Okay, so how are we doing? This is what 9 looks like. Well, then you might be wondering, what about 10? Well, 10 is the next column over. Just as we have right, 10 is a 1 and a 0. Just like 10 is a 1 and a 0, 10 is a 1 and a 0. Just like that. That's what 10 is. Then we can count. 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, can't see that. There we go. 15. The top is the value of 5. And then this is 16, right? 5 plus 1, 5 plus 1 is 6. Together, this makes 16 because we have the 10s and the 1s. And then we have 12, and then, not 12. This is 17 because we have 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So this is 17, and then 18, and then 19. There we go. All right. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see. Do I have it here? Oh, yeah. So this book is available in my TikTok shop if you are interested. It is a book called Introduction to Abacus for Adults. You might be wondering, why do adults want to do it? Why? We want to keep our brain active. So if you want to keep your brain active, we can use the Abacus to help you keep your brain active. So here we go. Let me go do this. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Step 2, greet the day, smile, and say, Good morning, city! Good morning, city!
All right. So we have here is my maze. We're going to look at this and we're going to be, okay, this is 23. How do I know? Because in the 10s, there's 2, and then this is 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's how I get 23, right? And then we have this number here. This number is 63. How do I know it's 63? Because it's a 6 and it's a 3. So 60, this is not 20, right? 23 looks like that. 63 looks like that. So the top b is always going to be a value of 5, and the bottom is always a value of 1. So together, this becomes 60, and then this is 3. And then what I need to do is I need to find the path that will take me to the next box. So this is where 63 happens, and then I have this one. So this is actually 10. How do I know? Because it's only one number, right? It's only one bead. I can subitize. I can see that this is actually 10. So this is 1 and a 0. That's what 10 would look like. So then I have my next number. What number do we think this is? So I have my tens. Hold on. I have my tens. There we go. I have my tens, which is the top b is a value of 5, the bottom b is a value of 1. So together there's 3 ones, so this would be 80, and this is 1. So this is 81. So it takes me to this number, to this box over here. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we have this one over here. Again, we have our we have our tens and our ones. So if I did this, what number do we think that is? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. So, good morning, Kenneth Cricket. Good morning.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Morning wall, morning ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day.
Good morning, Kenneth Cricket. How are we today? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Oh, almost, Callie. So when we're looking, we have a 0. The 0 is right here. So this is actually 4 and a 0. So 44 would look like that. But this is actually 40. It's a 4 and a 0. So that's what that would look like. Good try. We have this one, right? We have our tens and our ones. So we have our tens and our ones. What number do we think that is? What number do we think that is? The top b is a value of 5, the bottom b is a value of 1, right? So there's 3 ones here, and then there's the top bead. So we have the top bead is a value of 5, and there's tens and ones. What number do you think this is? This one is it is 88. 88. How do I get that? Because the top bead is a value of 5 and the bottom bead is a value of 1. And there's 3 ones. 1, 1, 1. There's 3 ones. So this becomes 8. Together, this becomes 8. Together, this becomes 8. And then each column is its own place value. We have our ones and our tens. So that is 88. So it takes us down to this number over here, and we are over here. So then we have, what is our next number? We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. What number do we think this is? Remember, when the bottom bead touches the horizontal bar, it is considered counted. So the bottom beads are the only one that's being counted, so this one would just be 30. The top bead is not touching the horizontal bar, so they're not counted. And then this one here is also not counted, so that is why this is 0. This would be 3 and a 0. And that's 30. And then we have our next number. 300, 3,000, almost, Tristiana. So when we're looking, that's very good. We have this, there's a dot right here. This dot tells me that this is the ones place. Thank you so much. This is the ones place. Just like this. The dot is just to help us label what we're trying to do. So this is the ones and this is the thousands. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much for participating. Yeah. And so just like we have our comma when we write thousands, this is what this is for. This is just for readability. So we have our ones over here, and then we have our thousands over here. That's why, if I take a look at this, it would be hold, please. It would be 3,456. So notice there's a 3 over, there's a thousands over here. That's like the comma. Oh, sorry, that's like the comma right here. It's a little easier to see when there's a comma. And then, can you do decimals? Yes, you can. So we have 73,456.25. Thank you, Callie, for the follow. Make sense? But they're very good. I like the questions because that means you're actively learning. You know what I mean? Well done. And so then we have our next number. Well, this number, if I look, it would look like that. So it'd be
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
So this would be 55,555.55. So what we're doing is we're trying to visualize our numbers, and as we visualize our numbers, we realize what each column is, right? So every number is represented in every column. So we could do a whole row of 6, we can do a whole row of 8, we can even do a whole row of 9.
99 problems, but a ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a ain't one. Hit me.
So we have 99,000. Yes, exactly. We have 99,999. 99,999.99. And so what happens is, well, what about 10? Okay, well, what does 10 look like? If I showed you what 9 is, what is 10? 10 is a 1 and a 0. 10 is a 1 and a 0. With this, you can do math using eyes very quickly. I see how useful. Oh, good. Right? To visualize your numbers, it is fantastic. It's crazy. And we get into it. There's actually a whole method. There's whole concepts that you need to really understand. So understanding concepts like how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Yeah, your eyes are faster than the brain, I think. I think so. I think you're right. And so what's really interesting is once you see it, because you could subitize. I never thought how these would work. Tell me about 5 seconds. Aw, thanks, Ugly Todd. Aw. You have that's a sad screen name. Hello, Phoebe. I had one of these when I was a kid, and I had no idea to use it. Was it 1 bead on top and 4 beads on the bottom, or was it a 10 bead across? Because there's another one that's 10 bead across, and the 10 beads across is very different than this. This is a Japanese abacus. There is a Chinese abacus with 2 beads on top and 5 beads on the bottom. Here is a Chinese abacus. Here it's 2 beads on the top and 5 beads on the bottom. So it works very similar to the Japanese abacus. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. I'm sorry, 5. Because we have 5 here, we're going to trade that into up here. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 5 here. So you trade this in to make this a 5. So now we have 10 over here. We trade that in to be like that. And then you can count 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because we have this here, we want to trade it into that. So now we have 15, 1 and a 5, right? Together it makes 15. Cool. What are the difference? The methodology is different. So this one here, you count up as you add, but here you use concepts. So the concept is understanding how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. And we'll get into that. But I don't teach the Chinese abacus. I teach the Japanese abacus. It's more modern and it's more efficient as opposed to the Chinese abacus. Because it's just like in regular math, you count up. The Chinese abacus, you count up. Yep, cool. What's the highest number you can on the Chinese one? Well, you let me know. If every column is a place value, right? We have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, right? 10 million, 100 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 1 billion, 10 billion. So on this abacus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 digits. 11 digits is 10 billion. There you go. Thank you, Ray Ray. Right? And so we're going to continue on. That is a little bit about the abacus. There we go. Cool. Thank you so much for liking the live. Okay, so we're going to continue on. And we have this number over here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Basically, my whole bank account. Oh, if your bank account is that big, that's fantastic. So, we have our next number. We have our hundreds. I'm sorry, we have our tens, and we have our ones. What number do we think that is? Thank you, Kyla, for the follow. What number? We have our tens, and we have our ones. So we have the top is the value of 5, and the bottom is the value of 1. So there's 4 ones. 1, 1, 1, 1. There's 4 of them here. So 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Thank you. Yes, it is. It is 98. Well done. 90 and then 8. So this is 9 and this is 8. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So we have 98. And then we have our next number. Oh, this is easy. What number is that? Thank you, EZZY11, for the follow. That's a funny username. So yeah, what is our next number? Thank you, Ray Ray. It is 99, right? Good morning, AI TikTok God. Good morning.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Morning wall, morning ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day.
Yes, Kyla, it is 99. Well done, well done. And so we have our next number. We have our tens and we have our ones. What number do we think that is? Good morning. Thank you so much, AI TikTok God, for checking in. For those of you that are interested and want to be part of my community, there is an orange heart me right around here to show the TikTok gods that you are not a bot, but you are a human being. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Yes, it is 30. It is 7. Well done, everybody. Thank you, Sunnyside. Thank you, Ray Ray. Thank you, Callie. Yes, so we have 30, 1, 1, 1. There's 3 ones, and then over here we have 7. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Thank you so much for sharing the live, AI TikTok God. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we have 30 and then 7. So we have our next number. We have our tens and our ones. What number do we think that is? So we have our tens and our ones. The top is a value of 5. The bottom means a value of 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. So when we're looking, we have 4 ones and then 2 ones. But together it is, thank you, Sunnyside. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 97. 90 and then 7. The top is a value of 5 and the bottom means a value of 4. I'm sorry, 1. There's 4 ones. 1, 1, 1, 1. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Well done. So it's 97. And then we have our final answer, final number. What is our final number? So when I look, I have our tens and our ones. What number do we think this is? 26. Well done, Sunnyside. Well done. It is 20. We have the 2 over here and we have the 6 over here. So this is my book. This is a maze. This one is for Abacus for Adults. If you do enjoy more mazes like this, I actually have more mazes. The one over here was an example of a 2-digit maze. And in here, all we're doing is talking about the ones and the tens. This would probably be good for children that are kindergarten or first grade, maybe even second grade. And what we're doing here is we're learning how to read the numbers. We're understanding how to, and then what it is once you figure out what the number is, then you have to find the path. And so this is what it would look like when it's all done. I do have an example of a reverse maze, which means you have the number, right? You have the path, and then you can color in the number on the abacus. So I call it a reverse maze, meaning because I give you the number, you need to color in what the number is. Using the abacus a method? Yes. So there's actually adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing on the abacus. How have you seen those kids in the Chinese school doing arithmetic really fast in theirs? It's actually quite everywhere. There's like some Indians that do it, Japanese, Koreans, Malaysians, Africans, yep. People from Uganda, Nigeria, they all do the abacus method. And so that's what this is. And so I'm not going to gatekeep, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. But it does take time and it does take practice. If you're interested in this one is available in my TikTok shop. And then if you're looking for something a little bit more, I have another one, which is the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And it's the same thing, right? So you figure out the number, and then you find the path. So it's a 3-digit number. So if I had this one right here, what number do you think that is? Yes, we could do math problems. But the first thing you need to do is understand how to read the abacus. So if I hundreds, tens, and ones, what number do you think that is? $829. Well done, Sunnyside. Well done. Yes, you're right. So then our next one would be, if you want something more challenging, there is a 4-digit one, right? And we're going to do thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. And this is the 4-digit one. The 4-digit one is exactly what it is. It talks about the thousands. And that one's available. So if I did, here it is. So if I did this number, what number do you think that is? So if I have thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones, what number do you think that is? Well done. Yes, 3,278. Well done. So this is what it would look like when it's not completed, and this is what it would look like when it is completed, and that's the difference. All right? Okay, so we're going to continue on. We're going to do some math problems. But I want to make sure that you understand how to read the abacus. Once you read the abacus, everything what we're going to do now is just moving the beads. So here's examples. So again, this is my other book, which is Adults, Abacus for Adults. And I give you brief examples of the maze. And then after that, we start going into, there's the reverse maze. Again, the reverse maze means that I give you the number, I give you the path, and you're supposed to color it in. And then we start talking about how to add on the abacus. So adding on the abacus is very easy. What we got to do is we got to pay attention to the horizontal bar. The horizontal bar is what we need to understand. When you add to the horizontal bar, you're adding, you go to the horizontal bar. When you subtract, you go away from the horizontal bar. So here is a couple of questions. Let's do a couple of questions. There we go. Oh, good morning, board. Good morning. So we have our next number. What number do you think this is over here? Hey, board, what was I supposed to watch again? Can you say? I can't find my paper that I was supposed to watch. Can you write that? It is 27. Thank you. Yes, it is 20. It is 7. Right? That's what this is. So what's our next number over here? Great. 62. So when we're adding, we want to add the 6, we want to add the 2, we want to add the 6. The top beat is a value of 5, the bottom beat's a value of 1. Add the 6, looks like that. That's what adding the 6 is, right? And then we want to add the 2. Adding the 2 is over here. Is there enough? Can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Yep, there it is. So what's my final answer? Good morning, Reaper. Good morning. What is my final answer?
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Morning wall. Morning ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Sunny. It is 89. Well done, Yesenia. Well done, Reaper, and Rainbow, and Sunnyside. Yes. So our answer is. So this is. Thank you. I was trying to find it, and I couldn't find my piece of paper. Thank you. Thank you, board. Blanchard. Mozart. 224. Thank you. All right. I will have time today. Yes, thank you. So it is 89. So this is a little bit about understanding how to add on the abacus. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some subtraction. So when we do some subtraction, we're going to do away from the horizontal bar. So what we're doing is we're understanding this line right here is our vertical, is our horizontal bar. This horizontal bar is what's going to tell us whether or not we're going to add or subtract. So notice that if I have 9, I added 9. But when I take away, that's what subtraction is. So we have, I'm going to go, okay, see you later. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in my next live. So we have 9, and then we take away 3. 1, 1, 1, take away the 3. So what we're doing is my final answer is 6. We take it away from the horizontal bar. So our next thing is, if I had these numbers, what number do you think that is? So this one right here, what number do you think that is? We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think that is? So I'm going to color it in. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And then we have 1 and then 2. Thank you. 496, right? So it's 496. Okay? So then what's my next number? Oh, sorry, I can't see that. So what's my next number? Thank you, Earl in Kansas. Thank you, Sunny. Sunnyside. Thank you, Reaper. Thank you, Yesenia. So what's my next number? So we have our hundreds, right? We have our tens, and then we have our ones. What number do we? Thank you, Yesenia. So it's 271. So we want a minus, right? Thank you, Professor Bone. So we're going to do take away 271. So we have take away 2. See, I only take away 2 like that. That's 2. I take away 7, take away 5, take away 2. This is 7, so I take away 7 like that. And then I take away the 1, like that. So what is my final answer? Thank you, Reaper. What's my final answer? 200. Oh, almost. 225. Yes, thank you, Yesenia. Thank you, Professor Bone, right? That's 225. So what we did is we're understanding how to move the beads, right? Does that make sense? So then we have this pixel art. For those of you that are interested, I do have this book available in my TikTok shop. What we're doing is we're trying to keep our brain active, right? No more doom scrolling. No, I'm kidding. You can doom scroll, but also do some abacus, right? Do some adding and subtracting because it keeps your brain active, and you avoid some brain atrophy, because what is a brain? A brain is a muscle. So what we want to do is we want to exercise it. So counting the beads, but forgot about the place values. Oh yeah, that's right. So the place values, what Reaper was talking about, is every column is a place value. So we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. Well, now you might be wondering, well, why am I here in the middle? I'm here in the middle because I have this dot right here. This dot tells me that this is the ones place. So we have the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s. And then after that, this would be the decimals. That's what that would be. And then, if you look, here is the pixel art. The pixel art is really easy questions, but the idea is to see how the numbers move. So if I did this one right here, it's 8. We have 8 on the abacus. I want to add 1. To add the 1, all I got to do is add the 1. So my final answer is, what's my final answer? So all I did was add the 8, and I add the 1. What's my final answer? It's 9. Thank you, right? Easy. So the idea is, thank you, Professor Bone. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, Yesenia. So this is 9. And the idea is not to do it in your head. The idea is to see it on the abacus, so then you see how the beads move. The idea is to watch the beads, because you don't get a lot of questions to do the beads. So that's why I make the questions easy, and you just keep going. So this one is pixel art. You answer all of the questions, and then you can go to the next one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to understand how to add the 5. You might be wondering, why are we learning how to add the 5? This is what we call a concept. This is one of the core concepts that we're going to understand. I am actually going to use, notice I have 2 dots, right? 1 dot here, 1 dot here. I'm actually going to use this dot over here as my ones place. Notice I can use any one of these dots. So instead of doing this one over here, I'm going to do this one over here because it's just easier to see in my camera. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're not going to memorize what 4 plus 4 is. We're not going to memorize 4 plus 4. What we're going to do is we're going to understand this concept. The concept is how to make a 5. This is what the concept is. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. This is your fact family, right? Your 5 fact family. This 5 fact family is going to help you understand how to move the beads. There we go. So we have 4 on the abacus. I want to add another 4. When I add another 4, I do not want to do this because we do not combine the place values. What we do is we want to add the 4 to the ones place. Every column is a place value. So what we want to do is we want to add it here. We're adding a 4 and a 4 to the ones place. Now, when we're looking in mainstream, in public school, they're like, okay, you know what? We have these bricks, we have these cubes. All you got to do is count up. You could count up. It is up to you, but that's not how we do it on the abacus world. I'm not here to tell you which way to go. I'm just here to show you a tool. And this tool is to show you how to use the concept of adding the 4 plus the 5 plus the 1 is equal to 5. So what are we doing? Well, we need to make this bottom number, because this is 4, this is the top number, this is the bottom number, right? What we need to do is we need to make this one a value of 5. This needs to go up to 5. How do you do that? We have to do 1. 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. So we got to add 1 here. Where do you get the 1 from? The 1 has to come from the previous number. So you got to give away the top one. Give away the top one. So after we add it to the bottom 4, this becomes 5. Now what we did is we did a regrouping. So we have 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. We have 5, right? Take away the 1, add the 5, now we have 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. How many bricks are left over after making the 5? Yes, just like the blocks with the difference. Just like the blocks that we have different values and sizes. Thank you, Britt. Was the music snippet really necessary? Yes, it was. Because I got jokes. I got jokes. Because you'll be thinking.
I'm thinking.
It's not happening with him.
Right? We're all thinking, but it all takes time. And what's the point of being boring? I'm not here to use the default ones. What's the default one? The default one is this. Why? I've got better ones.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Right? Give me some bubblegum and I will not kick anybody, right? Or the other one.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
All right, back to business. Now you might be wondering, well, okay, if you need more questions, right? If you need more examples, you can get more examples out of this book. But the idea for the adult one is that I'm thinking that you'll be able to understand it quickly. But if you're looking for this for your child, then there are specific ones that I have. This one is specific about the concept of how to add the 5. And we have a whole slew of questions and examples and activities to understand how to make a 5. So we did this one first. Our next one is this one. Let's do 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4. Why are we doing it again? We're doing it again because we want to make it so it is understandable and it becomes automatic, because this is one of the core concepts that we have. So we have 3 on the abacus. I want to add the 4. Again, when I add the 4, I want to make this a 5. To make the bottom number a 5, what do? What is the formula to make it a 5? To make it a 5, I need to take away the 1 plus the 5. So what do? I got to get the 1 from somewhere. The 1 has to come from the top, right? The 1 has to come from the first number. And then you add it to the bottom number. Now I've made a 5. I've done a little bit of regrouping. So I have 5 over here and then 2 over here. So 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. I've done regrouping. Instead of counting up, I'm regrouping. So we have take away the 1, add the 5. So we had to subtract in order to add. We had to go.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
So just like when you're drifting, you got to go right to go left. We had to subtract in order to add. That's the concept. We're doing a balance. And so when we're doing this, we're just rearranging our items. And it's easier to see it on the abacus. And we could do it again with the number 2. So if I have 2 on the abacus, I have 2, and I want to add the 4. We go back. I want to add the 4. It works the same way. It's not a different strategy. It's the same strategy, right? Because we're just looking at this number 4. We look at the bottom number, right? We do not look at the result. We don't look at the first number. Because the first number and the result will always change. The second number is what's the constant. The constant is trying to figure out what to do with it. Do we have enough? Can we do it?
Come on, do it. Do it.
So what do? We take away the 1, and we add it to make a 5. So we have 5 plus 1. So this becomes 6. We take away the 1. I've made a 5. I want to show it. So now I have 6. The formula is plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. That is the formula. The formula is plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. I've just given you directions on how to do rearranging. That's what that means. And so when we're looking, that's what we did, right? We take away the 1 to make a 5. And that's it. Oh my God, Hernandez! Do you ever stop cutting hair? How's that going for you? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. You probably cut hair outside so you can touch grass. Is that what you do? Yeah? I walk to the post office when I have packages. So I like to walk. Yeah. How about you? I cut my boy's hair. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Hernandez. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So we could do it again. We could do it again. I don't know why you keep trolling. I don't know why you keep trolling. I know we're learning, but it's unrelated. Oh, hello, Fender Bender. All right, so what we're going to do, right? We're going to do 4. Guess what? We have a whole set. The whole set is 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, right? 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Then we have another one, 3 plus 2. What does that mean? It's exactly what it is. If I need to make a 5 out of the 3, I need to find the 2. So here is an example. If I have 4 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, Hernandez cuts. Thank you so much for joining. I do have that time. I do have that time to take a look at your profile. Yeah. That's what happens with a small creator, and you got a shitload of time. So we have 4 over here, right? And that's what happens, right? You could be a keyboard warrior, but you know what? You go live and you see how many people you get trolled. Don't troll people. Don't troll people and don't judge. There's no judging. I'm not here to tell you to stop using a calculator. I'm here to just give you a new tool to keep your brain active. So you have to stop doom scrolling and actually keep your mind active. That's the point, right? You could keep doom scrolling and make your brain smooth. Sorry. Focus. Okay, so we have 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to add the 3. When we add the 3, what are we going to do? Well, we got to get 2. We know 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. 3 plus 2. 2 comes from the previous number. So what's the formula? The formula is minus the 2, right, plus the 5. I have now made the 5. So we take away the 2 and then plus the 5. So my final answer is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. What did we do? We rearranged. That's what we did. We didn't count up. What we did is we rearranged. That's what we did. Is that making sense? So thank you for the follow. Thank you, Virgo Witch, for the follow and the share. I'm hoping this makes sense. Because what we want to do, we could do it again. We could do 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is not is not going to be memorize your doubles. We're not memorizing doubles. What we're going to do is we're going to understand the concept. If I have 3 on the abacus, I have 3, and I want to add this 3. Again, we're not going to add the 3 to the column over here. This is what we call 33. Hello, Danny. Oh, Chile finally came in from Chile. That's so cool. That's so cool. Be safe. Be safe in Chile. Is it hot over there, Danny? Viva, why is the blue separated? So we can pay attention to the beads, right? So if it's the top bead, it's actually not the blue bead. Here we go. If it's the top bead, if it's the same color, Viva, if it's the same color, it'd be difficult to differentiate what the top bead is. So that's why we have the bar, the horizontal bar, to separate the top bead from the bottom bead. And the top bead is always going to be the value of 5. And so, what's the difference? Oh, not a problem, Fender. When we're looking, the top bead is a value of 5. So this would be, this would be 5. This is 1. So the top bead is what we're going to pay attention to. If it was the same color, it'd be difficult to see. So if I did this, this would be 5, and then this would be 6. 5 plus 1 is 6, and then we have 7. 5 plus 2 is 7, and then 8. 5 plus 3 is 8, and then 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. No, thank you, Viva. Yes, thank you, Fender. Oh, really? It's cold? I would assume that Chile is close to the equator. Hello, Professor Bone. Thank you so much. If it's winter in the summer, it'd be in the. Oh, I guess I don't. I am location ignorant. I am location ignorant. I don't know. I know of Chile, but I don't know where it is. So I guess it's further down South Pole than I imagined. Because I'm thinking it's closer to the equator, but then again, I think a lot of like I'm sure Argentina. So here's a question: do you get snow down there? I'm not gonna lie, never thought about Danny, that. Yeah, do you get snow there? So I would assume that it's like, right. That's what I wonder. Do you get snow, or do you have to go to the mountains to get snow? Okay, so what do we do? If we have 3 on the abacus, I want to make this a 5. Make this bottom one a 5. Why? We got to get the 2 from somewhere. The 2 has to come from the top number. Right? Oh, already? Okay. I'm going to have to go soon. So here is 5. So we have 5 and then 1. Can you show 9? Okay, here we go. So let's do one more real quick and then I got to go. Can you show how to go from... Oh, yeah. So here's 9. And all it is 10. 10 is just a 1 and a 0. That's all it is. That's all it is. So we have, So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. That's what 20 would look like. Does that make sense? Thank you, alleged. Right? Allegedly. Some parts of the snow in the city, the first time it's out. Oh, interesting. So this would be 30. This would be 40. And then this would be 50. Does that make sense? Hello, Rex. Thank you for the follow. This is 50, and then this is 60, 70, 80, 90. And then there's no more room for hundreds. So that's why I would choose this one to be, it's a little complicated. It's unfamiliar. Unfamiliar. But that is my time. I do have to go. Thank you, everybody. Whenever you come back, can you show us how to... Oh, yes! Yes, I will show you how to do subtraction. I'm usually on in the morning and at night. So if you want to come back at night at 12 hours from now, I will be back. Sometimes I come in the middle of the day, but 12 hours from now, I'll be back. Reading the app is like reading numbers on the paper. Yeah, I like that. Unfamiliar. It's not difficult. It's unfamiliar. And that's what it is. It's just unfamiliar. Because how many times have you seen an abacus? You know what I mean? How many times did somebody introduce it to you? Not very many. So it's unfamiliar. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate... That's like 100 people. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me up to like 25,000K. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I will be back in 12 hours, roughly. Maybe 13 hours. But thank you. Hello, Spoons! Hello, Spoons. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you in my next live. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.